Okay, I just want to get on real quick and speak about something that was on my mind and in my heart. I was going through some of my old tweets earlier this morning just for old time's sake, and I came across one and it literally blew my mind away. So I definitely wanted to get on here and share share the tweet that I was looking at, and go from there. So the tweet said, "You can only get as close to God as your concept of Him will allow." And when I tell you it blew my mind, literally, sometimes I'll say things, or I might, have an understanding of something at the time. But then later on, I might revisit that same exact statement or that same exact concept and have a much deeper understanding of it in its entirety. And that's exactly what happened in this case. You can only get as close to God as your concept of Him will allow. To me, that's very profound, because I'm thinking to myself how much I've learned about God since 2013 when I first wrote that tweet, and how God has been working in my life, and just also the course my life has taken as well, through joining the military, becoming an officer, being a leader and mentoring and sharing so much with others, and having friendships and relationships come and go. But through all that, I've learned a lot. And so now, looking back on that same exact tweet, it means so much more now than it did in 2013 when I was still in college. When I think, matter of fact, I was a sophomore in college. So not only was I, in college, I was new to college. I was new to being on my own completely, and still, soul searching and learning a lot about myself. And then to know what I know about myself now and how much I've grown personally, it just, again, a lot of that is also attributed to my relationship with God. And even, again, my relationship with God, and how it was so different from 2013 to how it is now. In 2013, I knew who God was, had a great concept of God and everything like that, but I didn't think I was anointed. I didn't think I was called. I didn't think, I didn't really know what my purpose was. It wasn't until I joined the Navy and until, again, I really started living on my own, a whole nother level of independence that I experienced, that I learned, wow, okay, now I know why I'm here. And so there are those times where you doubt God. I've had a lot of moments in my life so far, and I'm still very young, in my late 20s. Birthday next month. But anyway, there's a lot of things that have taken place in my life that has caused me to doubt God. So my view of God, my perception of God was shifted at times, There were times where I felt like God had abandoned me because of how strong the struggle I was going through was at the time. There are times where, so obviously if I'm thinking God has abandoned me, I'm not thinking about how great God is, or I'm not thinking about getting close to God. And then also, on the contrary of that, there are times where you feel close to God. And I used to always hear people say things like, I just want to know God more, and things like that. I'm like, that's great, and it made me wonder, how close to God can you be, but you'll never know everything about God. There are a lot of scriptures in the Bible that say we only know half truths, there's only so much that they could fit in the Bible. Of all the teachings, even all the teachings that Jesus did, and talks about how it wouldn't even be enough paper basically in the world to record all of the miracles that Jesus did. You could fill up this world with books 3-4 times and it still wouldn't be enough to talk about all of the miracles that He had done while in his miracle, in his life while he was on earth. But that just goes to show you how much we don't know, or how much I don't know about God. And that just says to me that I can never be too close to God. I can never be too close to God. I can never know enough about God. I can never get tired of learning about the mysteries of the kingdom of God. I can never get tired of learning about all of the different aspects of the relationship with God, and how he works through other people, and how he works through me to speak to other people, or minister to other people, or encourage others. It's just so many different aspects of it, to where you can never get too close to God. You can never be, close enough. So the only thing that will hold you back from being close to God is your concept of God, and how your perception, your perspective on how God is alive and well and active, and how he's moving in and throughout your life, how he's moving in and throughout everything that is going on right now, whether you're in a struggle, or whether you're in a valley low, or whether you're on a mountain high. You know what I'm saying? It's all connected to your perspective, because again, God only does what we give him permission to do. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but what I'm saying is God gives us free will. He's only going to do what you allow. He's a gentleman. He's not going to force himself on you. So once again, if you don't invite him in, give him an entry point, there's no way he could ever allow the bondage to exit your life if you don't allow him to enter your life. Or there's no way that he could ever give you everything that he has for you if you're not open to his will, and you're not open to the prompts and the lessons in life that he's trying to teach you. If you can get stuck in the same lesson, I believe there are folks that I know who have gotten stuck in the same lessons over and over again, and it's a tragedy. It's sad, but doesn't have to be like that. He's only going to do what you allow. So that is the reason why that was just so very profound to me, and I had to come on and kind of record my thoughts about that. So hopefully this will help someone and give you a different perspective on always seeking to run that race, fight the good fight of faith, to not get weary in well doing, knowing that it will pay off in the end, knowing that if you faint not, you shall reap the harvest in due season. Knowing that, that I hate to say it like this, but it's a method to the madness in everything that God is doing in your life. To kind of paraphrase Romans 8:28, that all things work together for the good to them that love God and who are called according to his purpose. So you have to know that there is a reason why you're going through something, whether again you're in a valley low or you're on a mountain high. You're experiencing prosperity, everything is going well in your life, that's great, but you can still be closer to God. There isn't a time in your life where you can be too close to God. It doesn't matter. It's always something more to learn. It's always something that God can show you, whether it's about yourself, about your purpose, whether him using you, just how he moves and operate. There's so many things to know. So again, hopefully this will inspire someone to be closer to God.